Hello, kiddos. So welcome to the rock cycle explanation. Let's get started. So just a quick review. Sedimentary rock. Remember we talked about the key word. It sounds like settle, so things are settling down. Sedimentary rocks are formed when weathering breaks down rocks and forms sediments. So some key words there that we need to know. Anytime we see those, we're automatically talking about sedimentary rock. The sediment is carried by wind or water until it is dropped or deposited. So another keyword that we need to keep in mind. An example of this is sandstone, and we see a lot of this out in the Grand Canyons out in Arizona. Another word or another rock we talked about was igneous rock. Remember, it sounds like the word ignite or like a fire. And this can help us remember that igneous rocks form from magma and lava. And if the lava cools quickly, it forms smooth rocks like obsidian. If the lava cools more slowly, crystals develop, forming a rock like granite. All right. So again, anytime we hear the words magma, lava, cooling quickly, cooling slowly, we're going to be talking about igneous rock. So volcanic activity is kind of the key thing there. And then last rock is our metamorphic rock. So metamorphic rock forms when any other rock undergoes extreme heat and pressure. So the change takes a very long time, but with enough time, heat, and pressure, any rock can become a metamorphic rock. So again, some of our keywords are heat and pressure. And one thing we want to look out for too as a characteristic is that it has wavy lines or wavy layers in those rocks. All right, so this is what you just did or just completed. Hopefully it's all colored and pretty now. But let's walk through it. Let's kind of talk through what are the arrows pointing, what are they meaning? Because we see these words, but now let's give it an explanation. So let's start with magma and lava here. So magma and lava, what can happen is it comes out of the volcano or it kind of stays in this pocket down here. And it cools, whether it cools quickly or slowly, it's still igneous rocks. So no matter what, magma and lava, when they're cooled, become igneous rocks. And it's got some options of what it can do. So it can either erode or right now what we can call weather into sediments or little tiny pieces of igneous rock. It could also it could get caught back in the cycle again and go under heat and pressure to become a metamorphic rock. Or it could get caught in so much heat that it actually decides to start to melt and goes right back to magma and lava, goes through volcanic activity again, becomes an igneous rock. So as you can tell, there's multiple ways that this igneous rock can go. Let's just follow the erosion arrow real fast to get us through. So then we've got these sediments here. We've got these sediments, some little tiny pieces, and then like we learned, over time they get deposited or deposition occurs, and they form layers. So they compact and they get cemented together, and they form these layers of rock. So once they get here, again, they've got several options of how they can decide of what they decide to do. They can either erode again or go through weathering to make sediments again and go back through the process. Or they can hit enough heat and actually go straight to melting, create magma and lava again, and go through that cycle. Or it can undergo heat and pressure. And when that happens, it turns into a metamorphic rock. So let's keep following this path. So as you can tell, sedimentary rock and metamorphic rock, you can see here, there's a lot of heat, a lot of pressure. It doesn't even really look the same anymore. And it's definitely got some different chemical composition now. And that's what's making it different. So once it gets to metamorphic rock, it's got some options. It can either erode, so break it down into the small pieces and go through that pathway again, or it can melt, all right? And when it melts, it turns back into magma and back into lava, and then the cycle starts again. So again, once it's magma and lava, it really has no other option but to become an igneous rock. After it becomes an igneous rock itself, it can become anything else that it wants it to be. So, it goes to sedimentary rock or go right to metamorphic rock or sedimentary rock. As you can see, under heat and pressure, it can go to metamorphic rock or it can go to igneous rock. So it is just one big cycle. And just like life cycles, it has stages, it has phases, but unlike life cycles, there's no just one path it constantly has to take. There's so many other paths that it could take. So my word of advice to you is be sure that you are able to explain this because you could see this on the test again. And this is what's going to be your summative. So could go back to the learning path and continue on there and you'll find out your next activity. Thanks for listening, guys.